Today I want to talk about the most valuable thing in your life. It's more valuable than anything you'll ever own. It's more valuable than any other thing that you can possibly possess. Welcome back to another episode of Sweat Talk. My name's Chad. What I'm talking about is your time. We don't value our time enough. So I want to talk to you about the true value of your time and how you can make every second count. We focus so much of our lives on money, possessions, and status. But the truth is, the most valuable currency that we have is our time. Without spending your time, keyword spending, or selling your time to your employer, you will never earn money. Your boss, your career, your customers, they're all spending their money and they are paying you for your time. So how you spend it, how you invest it, it matters more than you may think. Several years ago, I read a book that opened my eyes to the true meaning. I don't remember how long ago it was, but probably 10 years. And the book was called Your Money or Your Life. It's definitely worth a read. It's 100% worth a read. If you get a chance, I recommend it. It's going to open your eyes to how important your time is, how valuable your time is, and how you're just giving your life away. You don't even realize it. You can always earn more money. You can always make more friends. You can always gather more possessions, but you can never get more time, because once it's gone forever. We've been trained or programmed to not think about how valuable our time is. We've been trained to put value on currency, physical cash, or things that we can consume. We spend it on people that don't value us, or we spend it on people that don't value our time. We spend it on habits that don't serve us. And every minute that you give away, every minute that you spend, it's never coming back, and you can't do anything about it once it's gone. Nothing. So I want you to just take a minute and think to yourself how you spend your time. Do you ever spend time reading a book? Or do you ever spend time doing constructive things? I know a lot of you guys are spending your time on me. You're spending your time on this channel. You're spending your time on watching these videos. And that's why I often say in the comments, thank you for spending your time with me, or your time on me, because I understand the value of time, and I absolutely appreciate you handing me and giving me that currency. But are you spending that time on memories? Are you spending that time on experiences that'll help you grow? Are you spending that time on positive things in your life? If you are, how much of your time are you actually applying to those experiences, memories, and family? So again, I want you to understand the value that you hold and the value on your time, so that hopefully you'll be able to spend it wisely. You'll begin to be able to look at your time as an investment, not just money, but your time. I mean, if you think about this, we're all given the same 24 hours in a day. We all spend our time differently. And how we spend that time is what truly matters. That's what sets us apart from each other. Most lay people, most normal or average people, they measure their success based off of money or fame. Most normal people will measure their success off of money, off of things, material possessions. But if we think about the successful people, the people that are truly wealthy, and I'm not talking about just the richest peoples of the world, not the Elon Musks or whoever. I'm not talking about them necessarily. But the reason why they do have success, the reason why they do have great riches and amazing wealth in every aspect of the word, is because what they value is their time. They don't put the value on the money, but they value their time so much. They understand the importance of that time so much that the money just flows to them, because they respect it and they understand the value. And they understand the value above all else. They realize that 1 minute spent is gone for good. So just imagine if every minute you spent had a price tag on it, what would it be? What's that price? How much is it worth? And what does it cost? Would it be more valuable than that thing you just spent money on? That item that you felt that you couldn't live without? the overly lavish house that you can't hardly afford, or the car that you paid way too much for? What's more valuable? And I'm willing to bet you're sitting there, or you're standing there, and you're thinking about it. And that's exactly what makes time so precious. Times to truly learn something and understand it, we need perspective. Because when we're sitting in our own heads, or when we're out there blowing our money and wasting our time, you don't think about that. But if you're stuck to this video still, if you're still on this video and you're spending your time on me, your eyes are beginning to open. And I hope like hell, you'll start to realize how valuable and how precious your time really is. Let's put time, just the word time, in the comments section. Is that value? Man, we need to be able to pass that on. We need to be able to pass that on. We need to be able to get people to look at their time and truly value their lives. I mean, like, have you ever considered that you are literally spending your life away? You actually are spending your life away, and you don't know it. We don't learn it until it's too late. And we think that we have all the time in the world, especially when we're young. How the hell do you look forward 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years when you're 20, 21? How do you do that? How do you plan for that? In my opinion, you don't. You plan out 5 years. Because if you look back at just a couple of years, you're gonna see, look how fast high school went by. Look how fast college went by. Look how fast your military enlistment went by. Whatever. Look at how fast 4 years of your life has just flown by. And it only goes faster as you get older. How much time are you wasting or spending on social media, scrolling, staring at those reels that are stealing your attention? They're wrecking your mind and taking your focus. People that continuously watch those reels, they can't pay attention long enough to watch anything longer than a minute, and it's destroying them. It's terrible. Watching TV, watching sports, how much time are you spending on that stuff? So if you knew you only had a certain amount of time left on Earth, left on this planet, and I know people that are staring down the barrel of death from some sort of illness or disease, I know that they'll be able to agree with this. And even though you're not, if you only had a certain amount of time left and you knew it, would you still spend your time the same way that you are right now? Because the truth is, that's exactly what's happening, and that's exactly what you're doing. Right now, right this minute, you only have so many days left on this earth. What are you doing with it? I bet if you're able to wrap your head around that, you'd think more wisely about how you spend your time. You'd think more wisely about every hour, every second, and every minute. If you're able to change your perspective, to know and believe that your time is a finite thing. And it's a finite thing that we all act like we have an unlimited amount of. The expense or the cost of giving your time away to something that doesn't matter is far greater than anything you've ever imagined. Are you able to spend every second thinking about the person that you can become? Or are you spending every second thinking about the person that you are? Because every second is another building block in the life that you're creating. If you start spending your time on things that matter, on people that matter, people that understand the value of you and your time, you'll begin to start feeling uplifted because you're truly valuing the life that you've been given and the time that you've been gifted. Begin spending that time on things that fulfill you, things that complete you and help you progress and become the person that you want to be. When you realize these things, when you realize that you're wasting your time on things that don't benefit you or fulfill you or create or really do anything legitimate for you in your life, then you'll begin to feel, as a lot of you feel, and you're not living a fulfilled life. You're not seeing your potential. You're not seeing what life is actually about. You're not going to experience the true meaning of fulfillment. I mean, think about as life as a mirror, right? You look in it and it reflects back to you. And if you're able to look at time like a mirror, then the reality of your choices reflect back to you. If you're not spending it on things that align with your values and your morals, then you're likely spending it on things that won't bring you happiness or success. And only you have the power to direct or spend your time. And nobody else has that power. because you don't have to give it to you. The world doesn't owe you, and you don't owe the world a damn thing. I know a lot of you guys, you absolutely hate your job, but you keep showing up and you keep going to that same job, punching that same time clock, working for that same asshole boss at that same place, making the same commute, and doing everything in your power to just hold on another day, to just muster up the courage to go back because you feel stuck. And I was there once too, man. I was absolutely there once too. And I'll never forget having the awakening that I experienced. I used to commute on a motorcycle, sweet ass bike. I loved it, absolutely loved it. Put my earbuds on, start jamming to some heavy metal. At heart, I'm a metalhead. I don't listen to it anymore. The only thing I really listen to is Closey and reggae. Going to a concert on Friday, in fact, a reggae concert. I'm super stoked about. Anyway, on topic, I'll never forget, I was walking to my locker and I had to go grab my motorcycle gear, my riding gear. I get my helmet, my jacket, my pants, and I'll never forget I had this just deep, sinking feeling. And I even said it out loud to myself, thank God that day is over. Right then when I said that, something clicked. You're in the wrong fucking place, man. You're not supposed to be grateful that your day is over. You're not supposed to be grateful that you just wasted another day of your life on some ungrateful assholes that will never, ever appreciate you. And the money I was making there was fantastic, but I wasn't fulfilled and I knew I could do better. So I went and found another job and I doubled my pay. And that's where I'm at right now. That's no way to live, man. You might have to get creative to figure it out, but there's opportunities everywhere for all of us, even if you have to take a pay cut. When I made that leap, I did take a pay cut and it was substantial, but I knew in the future it was going to be an investment. If nothing else, if I wasn't able to make more money in the future, at least I was not wasting my life. And I was not thankful that the days, the weeks, the months, the years, seconds, I would no longer have to be grateful that those were counting down. And I was slowly eroding my mental and physical health to my death. And I was grateful that I was one more day to dying. It's a morbid way to look at it, but that was an awakening that I had. That was how I felt at the time. And I know for certain, a lot of you guys feel the exact same way. You can feel that. I said it in one of my earlier videos. 85% of all people in the United States hate their job, and 35% of all people wouldn't wish their job on their worst enemy. Yet they keep going back for more. They keep buying and paying for that car. They keep wasting it on the purse, the rings, the exuberant, worthless shit that does them absolutely no good. And then they complain about their job. Whose fault is that? I mean, that's literally treating our lives and our minutes like they're disposable. Just something that you just go throw in the trash so that you can buy some stuff that serves you in no way. So you have to ask yourself, will you change the way that you look at your time? How can you change the way that you look at your time? How can you spend your time more wisely? And what can you do to spend your time more wisely? So if I've been able to get through to you and get you to understand the importance of the time, think to yourself, if I've gotten through to you, how are you going to change, or are you going to change the way you value your time, the way that you look at your life? Are you going to start spending your time on things that align with you? Are you going to find those things that fulfill you? Or are you just still going to be giving it away for free to Facebook or comparing yourself to people? You guys know how I feel about comparison. I do believe that competition is healthy. Comparison, that's bullshit. That's the enemy of success. It aligns with comfort. Competition can be used to propel you forward. It can be used to force you to step outside of your comfort zone. You'll never grow unless if you're comfortable, but you'll never find what you're capable of if you don't get out of your comfort zone. And then you'll find out that if you exceed what you're capable of, you'll fail. I see people, they talk about they lose everything or they lost everything. I get it all the time. You haven't lost everything. You still have stuff to be grateful for. Your perspective is lost. You haven't lost anything until you've given up. If you can change your perspective to see that what you have lost, what's missing in this world and in this life that you used to have, all that is the cost of tuition. That is the cost of doing business, as long as you learn from it. But if you quit, and if you don't learn, you are 100% correct. You have lost everything. I hope all of you guys can realize that when you're wasting time, it's the same thing as just burning money, because you're literally wasting or throwing away the most valuable resource that you will ever have. And that time will pay dividends in the form of growth, success, and fulfillment. So start to treat your time like it is the most valuable thing in your life, because it is. Start being intentional on how, who, and what you spend it on. And think about where your time is going, and do everything in your power to change it, because it's necessary. Think about what, those things that you wish that you were spending time on, those things that you were wishing that you could spend your time on. Maybe it's making those memories. Maybe it's going through and having experiences. Maybe it's going on a cruise with your family or a loved one, or I don't know. That's for you to decide, but you can do that. I hope I've been able to open your guys' eyes, and I hope that you do realize you have value. You create value, and you bring value and joy to the world. You've just been putting your value in the wrong places, and you've been giving it to the wrong people, doing the wrong things because you never knew. It's never been intentional. Maybe it was, but I can assure you it's because the majority of you haven't realized what it actually means and what it's actually worth. So with that, I appreciate all you guys showing up. I hope you're showing up for yourselves. Thank you for all of the positive feedback and all of the support that you guys have been providing this channel, me and my family. You guys are freaking rock stars, man. And I can't thank you enough. So that's all I got for today, guys. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Peace.